This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. He wrestles all over the place for the next 10 years on Independence. Doink the Clown, Tom Brandy, Jimmy Snuka, on and on. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I think he officially retires in May of 2007. And his name pops up again when he's a part of the class action concussion lawsuit against WWE, which was ultimately thrown out of court. And unfortunately, we lost him just last year, March 4th, 2019. He passed away at the age of 63 from complications from diabetes. He'd been fairly active on Twitter and, including right until he died. The company acknowledged that Bundy had passed away with a graphic on TV, but there was no video package or anything like that. New Japan did a 10-bell salute to Bundy in the ring prior to their anniversary show. And I saw in my research, he was a cat person. When he passed away, he had 10 cats that a local animal shelter had to rehome. And, I don't know, man. It's fun to go back and do these deep dives on guys and learn a little bit about them. What can you tell us, about the man behind the character, Chris, that we may not already know or have covered here today?
Well, again, to me, he was just a super nice guy that achieved stardom at an early age. Think about it. He debuted in 1981, and then in 1985, he's headlining WrestleMania, or 1986, he's headlining WrestleMania. So
he's 30 years old.
Trajectory.
At 30, he's on top.
30, he's on top, but after only being in the business for 5 years.
Right.
So that's a lot to fuck with your head, and it's an awful lot. And to me, I don't know that the human being ever really changed as far as how he looked at life and how he went about it on a daily basis. Could he get crabby and bitching and moaning? Yes, he could. We all can. But I think that he was genuinely a pretty good guy. I always got along with him pretty damn good. And he was, when you look at people, and I would go to conventions from time to time, and do autograph deals. And there were always a handful of people that no matter what, I always had to find my way over to say hello. And, if Jim Duggan's anywhere on the floor, I've got to go say hi to Jim. Bundy was one of those guys that I always had to make my way over. Ron Simmons and Teddy Long and people like that I don't care what I'm doing, I've got to go say hello. And Chris Bundy was one of those guys that I put up there that I always had to go over and say hi to and get a laugh out of and a big hug. He just was a friendly guy.
Let's do some questions here. By the way, I guess it's worth mentioning. He's not in the Hall of Fame. And he's one of only, I guess, 2 guys who headlined a WrestleMania, the first 10 WrestleManias, who's not in the Hall of Fame. I think Sid is the other. You think Bundy belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame one day?
I do. And I think Bundy will be in the Hall of Fame one day. It's just a matter of time. But I do think that Bundy will be recognized in the Hall of Fame one day.
I mean, it's also worth mentioning, sometimes when we have discussions like that, we have to be realistic, at least in my opinion. You can't be in an active lawsuit against the company and then they're going to give you stage time and honor you. Like, we got to get all that figured out. I would have liked to have seen him go in before we lost him, but it didn't happen. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.